the War Chief Club. Let's get into it. So, spawning in on the east side, my goodness gracious, it's Dragevann on his signature Abbasid. And his opponent, it is going to Blink-182 on the Malians. And we already have some pausing going on, so we'll quickly just take a quick pause. And we'll just zoom up back again. And well, nothing out of the ordinary for the Malians here. Going out to the pit mine. Nothing out of the ordinary for the Abbasid. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, in general, I think I tend to favor Mali a little bit in this matchup. I just think that they have a lot of momentum going for them with the generally accepted Warrior Scout opening, which we've seen a lot of players doing, creating enough early harass to, make it difficult for the Abbasid to really exploit their economic advantages. That said, there's a lot of counterplay, especially it's really going to come down to how well Dragevann can secure, if he chooses to go military wing, how well he can shut down the Mali feedback loop, and if he goes economic wing, how well he can defend his various, economic, shall I say, fortresses in terms of like the resources that you want. Like, can you defend your deer? Can you defend your sheep? Can you defend your berries without too much focus? Especially the gold and the stone. All of his mineable resources are kind of next to each other.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for you because you can then drop like 2 or 3 outposts there, and you kind of don't have to worry about it. Like if they were all the way across, if they're on opposite sides of your TC, it becomes a little harder.
Yeah,
That said,
like this.
yes. That said, if he does go military wing, he will really have to sort of prove that it's good enough to stop, Mali just running away with it, using map control to secure more food, to get more scouts, to secure more map control, and so on and so forth, as we've seen happen before in games.
Yeah. And so one of the things with Highview that has called it Highview is famously known for, well, Roost taking the boar and having a lot of fun with it, but both of these civilizations can't really take the boar, can take out on the hunt, but neither player or neither civilization really likes to do that. The Malians, they kind of just like to sit under their town centers with their cows and just kind of just chill.
Yeah, I guess like the fact that scouts are the dominant unit for the Malians, and they kind of like chase away the Abbasid scouts, right? Because they're faster and they do insane amounts of damage. It means that you're going to struggle to keep vision on Highview, which is such a big factor, especially in once you get into later game, and you have siege that can knock down outposts fairly easily. We'll see. We'll see how the players choose to navigate that kind of weird map in the center. There is a unstealth forested path though, from one player all the way to the other, which isn't always the case.
No, it's definitely a rare case. I feel like this definitely is one of the more... I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's definitely one of the more open Highviews that we've really seen. Sometimes you do have a naturally occurring wall with basically 2 of these woodlines fused together. We almost see that here. It's a very tight choke point, and as you said, right, no stealth forests and, well, vision, something the Malians really excel at due to their warrior scouts. Does see quite a lot.
Speaking of warrior scouts, you see one from Dragevann there.
It's not a warrior scout, but it's a normal scout.
It's posing as a warrior scout. It's there comes the military wing. That's quite. You want to walk us through why Dragevann likes this?
I cannot tell you honestly. It's just a lot of pressure, and well, against the Malians, it's often pretty good, and we do see that stable going down. Surprise, surprise! And where are you going? You're going to build a second pit mine already, actually.
Yep, there you go. Dropping the pit mine down. There, I guess there is definitely some advantage here because having 2 spears makes it harder to engage on. What are you hovering over the ramp for?
Just wait for it. Just wait for it.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. You know something I don't.
I know way too much. I'm not saying anything, but because I don't want to, like, because me and Dragevann, I mean, again, right, we're teammates. We talked a lot, and I don't want to be leaking a lot of threats. In case we do see some of them in the 2v2 league. Mostly for his sake and somewhat for my sake as well.
I see. Well, a good thing we can talk about is how many warrior scouts you'll need to clean this up. And obviously the number is somewhere around 5 or 6.
This could be bad, though.
Maybe less, actually.
This could be bad. Two archers is actually just going to be going down for free. Not something you usually like to see, though. These spearmen has to be smoothed over to try to defend those archers. Those archers are a huge part of the military wing that is able to be done here. But remember, they are quite tanky, actually. Able to take this fight, it seems like. Still those. One goes down for both players. Those spearmen are not going to be anything. And we do see a second town center going behind all of this. It's not going to be looking to go all in on this feudal aggression right here, but this scout needs to be important not to lose it. Just able to
keep it alive. Yeah, well, I mean, you went up military wing. I don't know, like, though you got, what did you get? You got 1 scout and 3 houses and momentum, of course, which is incalculable. 2.
only 2.
But in the end, it's 50 wood, and you paid 100 extra wood and about 70 extra stone, 80 extra stone for that DC. Seems... Did that... I don't know. What are your thoughts on how much advantage has been gained from this? It feels to me that it's not quite enough.
I don't know. I mean, Blink does spot out this town center, though, so definitely knows that 2 town centers is going. I think...
Oh, then again, sorry, just a straight thought. Then again, if Dragevann didn't do this, the second town center gets spotted out and attacked.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. It's a lot of pressure, and it's keeping those scouts in the base. I mean, already, right? You already... Oh. Uh-oh. Did he already get professional scouts? Yeah, he did. I didn't notice, but yeah, professional scouts literally just able to pick up these deer carcasses and then just move back. Get a bite the infantry on the way back, just as a nice fur for their collection. That's not how it works, but regardless, is able to take those out. Is not able to move out the berries, which is something the opposite mostly likes. We'll have to see what he decides to do behind this. No more military production buildings for the time being, and Dragevann looks like he wants to go into castle.
Yeah, well, I guess, is he rallying to go there? Take a look. Yeah, he is. So, that's definitely a... Yeah, so castle definitely a good option here. Blink-182 also sort of looking to go there himself. The food isn't quite there yet, but look at all the food that's coming in right now. So I'm not sure that there's anything really he needs. Blink needs to be worried about. With 23 villagers, again, the moment you like stop producing, you're gonna go up immediately. Yep. And Blink has stopped producing.
Yeah, it's no cows just out yet, which good job. Do see the harass here, though. You're talking about a single outpost is going to be enough, and well, it's going to be able to take down. It's actually going to take the fight. This warrior scout. It's going to be a very dead one. Does spot out the spearman, though, and we do see a wall coming out for Dragevann as well. That second deer will be picked up, so a lot of food is taken away from Dragevann here as well.
Absolutely. The villager numbers are beginning to take a little bit, and they'll take slowly, but I don't feel like there is enough advantage yet as the Farimba garrison goes down with, well, I was going to say 16, but actually 10 villagers, because the 6 moved off to mine the gold, which you will need to, well, keep the Farimba garrison going.
Yeah. And so the deer, not all of them has been picked up, but some of them have started to move over. Dragevann, though, if you quickly take a look at this vision, right, he barely Barely does see this with his scout. Does see more. So potentially is looking to take out one, but look how fast the warrior scouts are.
Just drop the deer.
It just drops the deer and runs up. It doesn't care. You don't give a single with these guys. So nice. Now the economic wing a second. Interesting one. Now fight's gonna be happening as well. Spearman super nice here. A single. The warrior scout joins back into the fight here with the food on the back. Link reaches the cast stages first, and remember, Absit can't speed up their own. They can't speed up their age up. Jesus.
Oh wait, what? It's alright, of course. He's getting veteran archer out of the Farimba, but yeah, it's fine because he doesn't have the gold to make anything anyway. And I think that clearly signifies a very poison.
No, he
arrow
does. He does have
heavy.
an archer range.
Yeah, but like he doesn't have the gold to keep the Farimba going, so it doesn't matter where he gets it from. Or he didn't anyway. He did queue up now one batch of archers. So this looks like really good for Blink. If he goes forward, uses those archers to do something. Dragevann is gonna go into men at arms, I imagine, but doesn't have the first ranged armor upgrade yet, which he'll need to pick up eventually. Veteran warrior scout also going to come in as well as veteran Sofa. Big upgrades there, and I'd like to see some relic gathering as well going on.
Yeah, I mean, the build is quite tight for both players, right? It's not a lot of floating resources. It's not often like the HRE and the Delegates and the Ottomans to a certain extent is kind of where it's like, oh yeah, I can do this when immediately. The other civilizations have to drop a lot. Now we do see this boot camp coming through, as well as composite boats. Could be coming through Chris shortly. Phalanxes is available, but it's not going to be used, as there's no spears in that fight.
No, the spears just hung back behind. They're like, yeah, we're not paid for this job. On the other hand, there are a bunch of exposed villages on these berries, and they're just gonna get caught out here, cow. Oh,
this could be very brutal. Has to start running away very shortly, though. Still gonna be under attack, and Wheelbarrow has come through, so at least they run fast, but not fast enough. As the veteran scouts, they just simply run fast enough. Formation shuffling could be the saving grace right now, but they are going to be caught out. The army from Blink with the army of Dragevann here, though. The fight could be good. Phalanxes has come through for those spearmen, though. So those archers are immediately just gone. But remember, warrior scouts, they're the fastest unit in the game as far as I know. And, well, they can just simply run away from those horsemen quite easily.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. And that was definitely a pretty rough raid there, but the funny part is that Blink is like, well, surely he won't raid me again there, and just goes right back to those berries.
I mean, where else does he go? He's already taken this berry in the front line. And
all the deer are gone, like so many
There's 5 deer still up here, but there's just nowhere else. I mean, I guess he has a sheep here and an unclaimed one there. Regardless, he has moved on to the farms now, put a lot of pressure. Outpost has been put up to get some vision. No upgrades in it or emplacements just yet. But now the siege has been starting to build. Single Mangonel is out on the field for Dragevann now. Blacksmiths.
Still no ranged armor upgrade.
Does he need to? Maybe not. Spearman though is caught out. Is met here by some Donsos. Mangonel is dodged. Clean dodge from Blink-182 here, absolutely, and now Dragevann has to play defensive, has to play protect onto this Mangonel. The Mangonel gets a couple of good shots gets a good boulder onto those archers, absolutely, but that one just straight up missed. I don't know what the hell happened with that one. Gonzos as well, though, cleaning up, and now this Mangonel is undefended for the time being. Dragevann under a lot of threat right now, and this is last standing army on the backside here, though. This town center just showing and firing upon just a single gosh darn unit for Dragevann now. No, not even that. Luckily for him, though, the saving grace is the fact that these berries at the bottom here is not contested just yet.
Another interesting fact is that warrior scouts don't charge, so they can't be speared by spears.
It's a very, very good front line mixed in with those sofas. Something we've actually seen been trending towards now, due to the fact that the update, the change that sofas now produce at 22 seconds instead of 30? Yeah, 26 seconds instead of 30 or 35 or something. So it's quite a huge buff.
Absolutely, and Blink looking once again at those berries on the right-hand side, but just gonna miss that and give Dragevann a little bit of warning, and he's gonna pull everything off the berries.
Yeah, off of the berries. Has to move. Has to change something though. He has to move on to a lot of farms. Has gotten the ecoing, so at least he has the opportunity for cheaper farms. Not too sure if he is that upgraded. He does. Now the fight split quite differently here. You do see the ranged armor has come through.
There, Donzo's running around underneath Dragavann's DC. He hasn't quite noticed this yet because he's busy microing on the side. He is going to go clean that up now. Lots of archers, though. I really like this. Like, you have the Donzos plus the. It's basically 1-1-1.
It is. I mean, it is 1-1-1.
Exactly what you want. Yeah.
It's
there's
perfect.
no armored units.
There's no armored units, no man-at-arms. Man-at-arms could have changed a lot here. We do have the sofas though, and they are pretty decent against man-at-arms. In fact, right now the clash on the front there, just town center under a lot of pressure. More and more farms being added by Dragevann here as he has to move on to them. There's no more food to get anywhere else on the map. That professional scout has really worked out in the long run.
Yeah, the spearman numbers just getting absolutely eviscerated. And there are 20 archers on the side of Blink, 10 sofas. What does Dragevann have? He has only 7 spearmen left. There are so many farms, but does it matter if there's, like, think about how much wood you spend on them. If there's nobody to tend to them, they're just going to, like, lie there, cow. And on this side as well, all these villagers are idle on the gold. Dragevann and Blink are equal on villagers now.
Yeah, I mean, 20s, I mean, we didn't even notice this, so how would Dragevann? There's a couple of dead villagers here, probably even more. At some point, 26 villagers dead, even more. And Dragevann taps out, realizes it's a game over.